excited about this. We have some special visitors, as you can see. Anybody want to guess who is?
The pastor.
I'm talking about his costume. Who is he dressed up as?
George Washington.
All right. What about over here?
I think I forgot his name.
We'll let him introduce himself in costume.
Oh, Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin.
All right.
I don't have my wig.
You who?
How about over here? He's Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin. Oh, we are in.
Inventor.
Yeah.
So who is this over here? Anybody want to guess? No, we got Ben Franklin right here.
Long Finger Beer.
Long John
Benjamin
Silver.
Franklin, same person. All right. Who is this?
Yeah, Long John Silver.
Oh, that's a pirate. He's in the wrong show.
Lee?
Artillery officer.
No, I'm
He's
not.
an artillery officer. How about that?
I'm
That's what Mr.
colonial
Walker
soldier.
said. All right. Well, today's program is going to be informative and fun. Okay, so you're going to learn a lot, but you're going to have a lot of fun too. Okay, and then when everybody leaves on the way out, everybody's going to get their own flag to take with them as well. Okay, so make sure you grab one of these on the way out, and you're going to be able to talk about what you learned today. Okay, and go home and tell everybody else. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over. This is my friend, Mr. Walt Pelton, also known as George Washington today. But we've been trying to do a program like this for a while, so we are so thankful they come. They're volunteering their time Saturday morning. I'm sure there's other things they would have rather have been doing, but they're here to just entertain you and have some fun. I don't know, it's too hot to fish. So y'all enjoy it and be interactive. If they ask you questions or if you have a question, raise your hand, okay? Can we give them a big hand and thank them for coming?
And we thank you for coming.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
We are from the National Sojourners, which is a group that's comprised of mostly veterans, and we promote patriotism. The purpose of National Sojourners is to organize members of the Uniformed Forces of the United States who are Master Masons into chapters for the promotion of all patriotic aims and activities, for developing true patriotism and Americanism throughout the nation, and for opposing any influence calculated to weaken the national security. This program is being hosted by Fort Stewart Chapter 396, National Sojourners Incorporated. My name is Walt Pelton. Now, the building of the flag of our country, President Wilson once said, "This flag, which we honor and under which we serve, is the emblem of our unity, our power, our thought and purpose as a nation. It has no character other than character than which we give it from generation to generation. The choices are ours. It floats in majestic silence above the hosts that execute these choices, whether in peace or in war, and yet, though silent, it speaks to us from the past, of the men and women who went before us, and of the records they wrote upon it. The first flags adopted by our colonial forefathers were symbolic of their struggles with the wilderness of the land, beavers, pine trees, rattlesnakes, anchors, and various like insignia, which mottos such as hope, liberty, appeal to heaven, or don't tread on me, were affixed to the different banners of colonial America. Congress authorized our official flag on June 14th. Anybody know what day that is? Today.
Today's June
In
14th.
1777. That's a long time ago,
Wow.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
When it was decided that there would be a star and a stripe for each one of the colonies, and by the year 1792, there were 15 stars and stripes. In 1818, Congress enacted a law decreeing that the flag of the United States be 13 horizontal stripes, alternate red and white, and a white star to be added to the blue field upon the admission of each new state. The new star be added on the 4th of July following the admission of each new state. When the flag is folded, it forms a triangle. To remind us of our government is formed in 3 independent bodies. Anybody know what they are? Executive, legislative, and judicial. There are 13 folds, 1 for each of the original colonies. All are encased in the blue field to remind us that they, as well as we, are under the love and care of Almighty God. A free and united nation. We have here a framework which we have named it the Constitution, the framework upon which these United States rest. Since we believe our flag is a symbol of the principles set forth in the Declaration of Independence. Assisting me today in the building of our flag are Carlos Luis, today he's Ben Franklin, and Ken Porter. Today Ken is an artillery officer. Now let's build our flag. The first stripe in our flag is red. It stands for our valor, zeal, and loyalty. We have often proved we possess these qualities in great abundance. The first stripe represents Delaware, the first colony to ratify the Constitution and become a state in 1787. The second stripe is white, symbolizing hope, purity, and integrity. We place these virtues next to godliness so that the white goes above the red. This stripe belongs to Pennsylvania. As the third stripe goes in place, we remind you that the name Old Glory was first given our flag by Captain William Driver of the Brigade Charles Daggett in 1831. This stripe represents New Jersey, which was the third and last colony to ratify the Constitution in 1787. The following year, 1788, 8 colonies became states, starting with Georgia,
Go dog.
which was the 4th colony to ratify the Constitution and ask for statehood. As our stripe is fitted into our pattern, let me remind you that Old Glory was first carried at the Battle of Brandywine, September 11th, 1777. The 5th stripe, representing Connecticut, took its place on January 9th, 1788. Did I start to look like a flag?
Yes.
Getting there.
I should have done almost 30 pages.
The 6th stripe is the last one to be fully visible. The remaining 7 have a part of their stripe covered by the blue field in the upper corner on which the stars will shine. Massachusetts takes her place as the immediate support of the blue field. The blue union takes its color from the heavens and reminds us to be reverent to God, to seek truth, fidelity, and justice in all our actions. Now the 7th stripe is put in place. This 7th state is Maryland, proud to have the Blue Union cover a portion of her stripe of valor. Takes time to sew it together.
Thank you.
Here we go. South Carolina is the next and is a reminder that our flag symbolizes national independence and sovereignty. It is the flag of 330 million plus free people firmly united. To gain our ninth state, we traveled down south to New Hampshire in the Northeast. That's just how our nation and our flag grew. From the furthest limits of the American colonies, our flag gave hope to all the people that freedom would never perish. The 10th stripe represents a cautious colony that delayed ratification of the Constitution until certain that the Bill of Rights would be part of the guarantee of liberty. Only then did Virginia, the oldest colony and often referred to as the mother state, ratify the Constitution. In July 1778, New York became the 11th state. She truly symbolizes hope, for it is here that the most of our immigrant citizens first saw the shores of their new country as they entered New York Harbor and saw the Statue of Liberty, symbolizing hope for a new life. In November 1789, by an overwhelming vote, North Carolina ratified the Constitution and joined her neighbors in the Union, and you see her stripe now being placed on our nearly completed array of stripes. Finally, in 1790, small but proud Rhode Island took her place in the Union, and we placed the 13th stripe on the top of the flag for her. Though not generally known, the first official American flag containing the 13 stripes had, in the upper left-hand corner, the British Union Jack. The canton, with its crosses of St. George and St. Andrew, indicated our relation with the mother country, until the severance of those ties brought about its placement with white stars in the blue field. Going to circle stars. The flag you now see was hoisted by General, who am I?
That's funny.
By General George Washington in January 1776 at Cambridge, Massachusetts, as the standard of the Continental Army and was used on many occasions before June 14, okay? 1777, when the Continental Congress convened at Philadelphia, entered into the Journals of Congress one sentence with no introduction or explanation. Resolved that the flag of the 13 United States be 13 stripes, alternate red and white, that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field, representing a new constellation. Now we go to linear stars. This resolution left unanswered the questions of proportion, dimension, arrangement of stars, and the number of points each star should have. These decisions were often left to the seamstress. Folklore had it that Betsy Ross, anybody know who she is? Betsy Ross made the first stars and stripes in her Philadelphia home. And the choice of 5-pointed stars and this arrangement could have been hers. The stars in the blue field proclaim this new constellation and remind us once again that we are one nation under God. This is how our flag was arranged at the beginning of our nation. It took the colonies over 2 years to ratify the Constitution, but we must remember that the lines of communication were much slower than now. Actually, 29 months were required to acquaint the 13 colonies with the terms of the Constitution and obtain their ratification. 2 additional stars and stripes came with the admission of Vermont and Kentucky in 1792. This flag figured in many stirring episodes. It inspired Francis Scott Key to write the Star-Spangled Banner. It was the first flag to be flown over a fortress of the Old World. Lieutenant O'Bannon of the Marine Corps and Midshipman Man of the Navy raised it above our stronghold in Tripoli on April 27th, 1805. It was our ensign of Orleans, fearing that too many stripes would so spoil the true design of the flag. Congress passed the law on April 4th, 1818, returning the flag to its original design of 13 stripes and providing for a new star to be added to the blue field as each additional states came in to the Union. We removed the Now, in a pattern that we are familiar with today, let's watch and listen to the roll call of the states as their stars are placed on the blue field. In the order that each state ratified the Constitution. Would you gentlemen like a volunteer to help you guys? You got it? Oh, the table, okay.
It's kinda high.
1787, Delaware.
We'll see if it sticks.
Sit on the roll call if you want to let it stay.
Make it stick.
We could do that. You wanna sit it down?
Sit it down in front of the, we can sit it, if y'all wanna let them stick them on, we can sit it down.
Just straight up.
I think it'd be cool if they got to do it.
Look at your one.
Ronan, please.
Wait,
Ronan.
everybody's gonna get a turn. How many stars are we putting on there?
50.
Do we have 50 here?
No.
So everybody's gonna get a turn, okay?
Everyone get it from one.
Pennsylvania.
Hang on.
You gotta line it up.
Mighty fine.
Good job, buddy. Yeah.
New Jersey.
Don't be shy.
1788, Georgia.
Go dog.
That's us.
You did.
Connecticut. Massachusetts. Maryland. South Carolina.
I haven't even done with 10 probably.
Number 9. New Hampshire. Virginia. New York. In 1789, North Carolina.
There you go.
$17.90. Rhode Island.
Y'all might get to do two.
$17.91. Vermont. $17.92. Kentucky.
Good job.
1796. Tennessee.
That's me.
That's you. Again? What?
Check you out.
Joseph.
You know what Kennedy is at?
Tell them it's right there.
1803, Ohio,
Oh.
the Buckeyes.
Hawaii. Oh no, it's not like oh. It's oh.
1812. Anybody know what else happened in 1812?
No. No. World War I. The world.
The War of
1812.
Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's true. 1816, Indiana.
Indiana.
1817, Mississippi. Can y'all spell Mississippi? M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback, I.
One behind one.
You're one behind.
One behind.
They've already put your star up.
Oh. Mississippi. You said your stars already up, I'll be one behind. So we'll go to 1818, Illinois.
Your wife is keeping you straight.
She always is.
She always does.
In 1819, our neighbors to the west, Alabama.
Oh, man.
Alabama.
Man. Roll Tide.
1820, we go back up north to Maine.
Here we go, starting over.
Y'all building that flag.
1821, Missouri. (1836) Arkansas, otherwise known as Arkansas. 1837, Michigan. 1845, we had a big year. Florida and Texas.
Florida and Texas.
Texas.
You like Texas?
Gotta get another one. Carlos, get another one up for Texas.
Texas.
My name is
Texas.
My name is Carlos.
His name's Carlos, your name Carlos?
And my dad's name is Carlos.
You don't look like him.
In 1846, we have Iowa.
Next.
Who's Iowa?
Oh, you did one, right?
Yep.
Okay, you did Florida,
Okay,
then
it's yours.
Texas,
It's your
now.
turn. It's your turn. And then it's me.
Carlos, me Carlos.
See?
And it. What's the
1848, we had the Badgers, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Like,
You got the cheeseheads?
It is.
now I so like
The cheese steak,
the cheese thing.
cheese head.
1850, California.
Okay.
We're all gonna get a lot of
What more? They're not doing their job. Okay, you got it.
1858, Minnesota. (1859) Oregon.
Just got it.
Oregon.
We'll get you up and down a lot.
Oregano. 1861. Dorothy's home, Kansas.
What?
You know where Kansas is, don't you?
You did that good.
She does.
1863, West Virginia. turn.
Oh, this turn, yeah, we got this guy. He didn't remind me.
1864. Who knows where Las Vegas is?
Las Vegas. I have no idea.
No, Nevada.
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 1867. Nebraska.
Good, come on.
Carlos.
I would have to.
Yeah, Carlos,
I
go.
would have to.
It's your turn.
It's your turn. I am.
You don't want to?
Y'all gotta help now. We only about halfway through. Come on, y'all don't give up
We got a
now.
lot of stars left, look at that.
1876. Colorado.
Might have to get some parental attention in there
We
too.
might. In 1889, we had a big year. We added North Dakota, South Dakota,
Mashed potato. Potato salad.
Montana. This ain't Hannah.
Who's doing Montana?
Who's got Montana?
Go ahead, Andrew.
Andrew, go.
You don't wanna do Montana? What's wrong with Montana? That's where Yellowstone
We
is.
almost done.
Where are they?
And the
Washington.
train station.
Can you go again?
1890. Idaho.
Idaho.
The more taters.
Not potato salad.
Wyoming.
French fries.
1896. Utah.
Who wants Utah? You wanted Utah? You wanted to do Utah?
1907. Oklahoma.
Okay.
Where the wind goes whipping down the plain.
Oklahoma, it's a tornado alley.
1912. New Mexico. New Mexico. Arizona.
Hey, hold on. Come on over here. She's first. Ladies first.
Yeah. Ladies first.
And in 1959, who knows what the last two states are?
I don't know.
The
Adios.
last two states that were added.
Adios.
Any other parents want to go ahead?
Alaska.
That's one.
And
You get that one.
Adios. 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 Hawaii.
there you go.
Hawaii. Is it Hawaii?
Hawaii is the last one.
Hawaii. That's when the USA. What is the last Hawaii?
Somehow they're. And there you see our flag in all its glory.
It's supposed to be like in and out and out, but it's
We didn't space them, did
Yeah,
we?
yeah, it's
Not your fault. Our fault.
Yeah.
Y'all did a good job, though.
Now, listen to the message of leadership as Old Glory speaks. I am the flag of the United States of America. I was conceived in the dreams of liberty and in the hopes of freedom. Though I was never an orphan, I was adopted by the Continental Congress in 1777 and proclaimed the national emblem of a nation newly born on this continent, fighting valiantly for survival, destined to bring to all mankind a new concept of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I have been many places and have witnessed many events in our American history. I was there there when they fired the shot heard round the world and when General George Washington became Commander-in-Chief. I was there in the late twilight at Fort McHenry that inspired Francis Scott Key to write the Star-Spangled Banner. I saw Willie Venture take the cannon swab from the hands of her dead husband and help carry on the fight for freedom. I felt the mighty Golden Valley Forge and gave comfort to the tired and hungry Continental Army. I rode with Ethan Allen and the Green Mountain Boys, and I saw the signal that started the midnight ride of Paul Revere. I was flown above the decks of Old Ironsides and from the masts of the Yankee of the China Clippers. I blazed the trail west with Daniel Boone and Davy Crockett, and stood beside them at the Alamo. I was carried through the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. I fell to the ground at Custer's last stand, and there were no friendly hands left to pick me up. I galloped up the slopes of San Juan Hill with Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders. I stayed with the boys until it was over there, and was with them on the battlefields of Marne, Chateau Thierry, St. Mihiel, and the Argonne Forest. I saw many of the youths and manhood of our nation fall and lie still in death. They had given their last full measure of devotion. The war was over for them, but I have kept my lonely vigil over their graves and have stayed to watch the poppies grow amid the crosses row on row in Flanders Field. I was raised by 5 brave men during the hell of Iwo Jima. I waved farewell to the 4 mortal chaplains who went down to their ship to honored glory. I proudly waved over our troops fighting to keep the peace in Korea and the jungles of Southeast Asia. I have been carried to the South Pole, the North Pole, and to the moon. These events have come not without cost. Throughout our brief history as a nation, when danger has threatened, millions of Americans have left their homes and families to defend me and the nation for which I stand. Some never to return. Yet they are here embraced forever within my folds, for their purity is remembered in my stripes of white. Their blood has given me stripes of red. Their souls are cradled in my stars, and their courage embedded in my blue. I have many things to many people. I am an inseparable link in the chain that binds men to God and country. I am called the red, white, and blue, the Star-Spangled Banner, the stars and stripes, but I am most commonly known by a nickname given me by an old sea captain who called me Old Glory. At this moment, while I fly at peace in turbulent times, men and women from nations around the world are still striving to reach my shores, to touch and stand beside me. A symbol of liberty, a light of humanity, an emblem of man's faith, a beacon shining into the darkness. And here I will always be, for I am the stars and stripes forever. I am Old Glory.
All right, now that we have a flag,
Are you done with that, Bob? Are you done with it?
with that, yes, thank you. Now that we have a flag, we need your help. Because there is something left that we still have to do with our flag.
Fish the rest of the stars.
Well, other than arrange the stars. Let's use this one up here. Now that we have that symbol, don't we need a pledge?
Yes.
Does anybody know the Pledge of Allegiance?
I've heard it.
Which one of you would like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
No. I don't know what that is.
I don't think she wants to do it.
Oh yeah, I heard one too.
All right,
Smart.
lead us in pledge.
Hold on.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good job.
All right, very good.
Need an extra vote.